Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Growth Marketing webinar. My name is Alan Miranda. I'm going to be your host tonight, talking about different growth marketing strategies and chatbot funnels, what we've been recently doing on Facebook and other platforms, the success stories that we are having right now, including funnels that we're building. I'll just wait a few moments until more people arrive to the webinar after I actually start talking about the slides and the case studies. Again, I appreciate your time today, Thursday, December 20th, almost Christmas for those who celebrate Christmas. Even everyone who's having happy holidays on December. I think it's great. Right now, I'm based in Tijuana, Baja California. Hopefully, those watching have had the opportunity to attend, to visit the culinary scenery, the wine country in Baja California. It's always incredible. All right, so let's begin. I'll start the presentation. I'll share my screen. Perfect. All right, let's begin. So again, welcome everyone who's joining us at this webinar. Again, my name is Alan Miranda. I am co-founder and CEO of DigitalLab, which is a cross-border growth marketing agency. We are based in San Diego, California, and also we have an office in Tijuana, Mexico. We help businesses grow through digital marketing strategies. That's our primary focus. We focus on building lead generation systems that can capture leads and actually convert. We build these systems with different companies, different industries, having success stories and sometimes having difficulties as any other online entrepreneur. We're having great success right now in the legal services, medical services, and B2B lead generation. Those are the three main areas of success. Obviously, we have different types of clients, but what we're going to share tonight is our success stories, our discoveries building online funnels. You know that we have a lot of opportunities in online advertising, actually. And the reason for us to have this online meeting is because we also build networks and communities online focused to develop skills in founders and CEOs. In terms of growth marketing, we are very involved in the binational community. We foster innovation and entrepreneurship through several events that we host. Even sometimes they are binational events. On other times, it has been events exclusively in Tijuana, other times in San Diego. So the goal for everything that we do, our purpose and our vision is to build a strong cross-border community and leverage the digital marketing resources in the region, whether it's to strengthen your lead generation or lead closing process. It's always important to have a clear goal in mind. And this is what we will be talking about tonight. The success stories that we've seen at DigitalLab, and we gladly want to share with our audience tonight. So let's begin. The first topic that we are going to talk about is how to build a growth marketing strategy, focusing primarily on B2C markets. As you know, there are different types of funnels that you can build or different social media platforms depending on your end market. But in this case, we're talking about several funnels that have been successful in the B2C space, focusing on Facebook and incorporating chatbots, which is an advantage or a different type of service that you can provide right now on Facebook, primarily on Messenger, to be more specific. So before we begin, you should ask yourself a few couple of questions. Is your business B2C? If the answer is yes, hopefully you start implementing these projects. If no, there's always something valuable that you can learn. And doing B2B funnels, you can always consider that you'll probably have to add a few more steps before the lead converts. So still, you'll find a lot of value. Also, another question is, are you currently running ad campaigns? If you are you executing chatbot funnels or building Messenger as a channel? If not, well, you'll have your answer. Also, what are your biggest challenges right now? Is it generating leads? Is it closing those leads? Is it building trust or branding for your consumers to pay more for your service? Well, you'll have a lot of those answers solved. For example, talking about how to generate leads, how to close. Those will be important topics that we'll be discussing. As you know, some stats. Well, hopefully, as a business owner, you consider the most suited channels for your business. You might be aware that there are a lot of social media platforms, but obviously it depends on your market. You have to choose the best one suited for you. So it's always to begin doing an analysis, thinking about how does your consumer spend time online. If they spend time on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, well, you'll have to build a strategy that has a presence on those channels for you to be at the first step, be discovered, which is one of the steps that we will be focusing on tonight. Also, more stats. These are from 2017, so I mean, up to today, those stats will be increased in the majority of the channels, but still, the trends are what's valuable from this data. And well, Facebook and Messenger, which are the two main channels that this strategy comprises or considers, are also one of the major online channels currently. So the advantage is that since we are building a funnel for Facebook, well, Facebook also owns WhatsApp for those countries who use that messaging platform, or Instagram as another channel for you to consider. So if you have success on, let's say, Messenger, you can optimize further your campaigns to build different funnels for Instagram and WhatsApp, which is always important for a business to have more online channels active, depending if you can achieve an ROI before you jump onto another channel, which is always the smartest thing to do, to master one channel and then move on to the other. But the great thing about Facebook is that you can try different channels in one advertising platform, which is very powerful. What channel is best suited for your business? As we're discussing, it's always important to know who's your ideal customer, who is the person who will be purchasing or using your product. And well, it ultimately depends on your business situation, but you have to know specifically where is that person investing time online. For example, it can be Facebook, that the most common user of Facebook is between 24 and 34 years of age. Instagram is for a younger audience, or Snapchat. So if you're selling shoes for athletes, well, probably Instagram is one of the best channels for you. But if you are selling suits for executives, well, maybe Facebook is also one of the best channels for you, but it depends on your targeting, which is an advantage that you can do on Facebook. You can reach different types of audiences all in one platform. Also, an important aspect for your online strategy is to choose the channel with the highest ROI. How can you measure the return on investment? Well, it's always an easy formula to do, but you have to understand if that channel is being successful for your company. Obviously, you have to determine if people are more in the search phase, or if they are actually considering purchasing your product. that's one of the major factors to understand the ROI for a different channel. And for example, from Facebook, what you can do is that you can do fast market validation. So you can try out different ideas, invest a couple of $100 on Facebook to determine if there's a market for your product and if people will actually convert, which that is the ultimate goal for every marketing campaign, to achieve or increase sales on any way possible. Now, talking about specifically Facebook ads, Facebook is a platform that has more than 2 billion active users, people using the platform. Ads cost less than Google, which is an advantage from a business standpoint. It has a robust database, which means that it has a lot of information from its users. And it's also easy, it has ease of access to users and connectivity. This means that people are using Facebook every day, and also that Facebook has built a lot of tools and platforms for advertisers to take advantage of and increase their effectiveness of their marketing efforts. So an important factor, as I already mentioned, is that you can target ads based on interaction, interest, and behavior, whether if it's on your application, on your website, on your even your fan page or Instagram profile. So there are different aspects that you have to consider before jumping into Facebook ads. Another great tool that's out there for free on Facebook, it's called Facebook Audience Insights. That what you can basically do with it is that you can perform market research and in-depth market research that helps you to achieve clarity whether you want to do your advertising. You can identify potential interests, specific interests that you can build your audience off, and also you can gain a lot of information and data from a specific database. So whether you have an email list or you are considering entering another market on different cities, you can gain information to understand more in depth your end user. So if you still have questions on how to build your targeting, how to build your audiences, it's always a free tool that you can always use and understand the psychology behind your target profile, which is crucial for your Facebook ad efforts to be successful. To give you an example or talking more in depth about the different things that you can do on Facebook, is that there is a type of advertising called the messenger ads that have a lot of advantages currently. This is an ad that's been active for a year or two in the market from Facebook, and it has a lot of features. For example, it has a direct call to action. It opens up a messenger, a message conversation directly on your cell phone, taking the messenger application. So that's when Facebook and the messenger, both distinctive apps, start to integrate and build and work as an online ecosystem for a user to jump from one platform to another. So this is a different channel that's been tested out. A lot of opportunities have have been originated from these. A lot of products have been built from Messenger. Chatbots being one of the most adopted tools for marketers in the past year or two. And Facebook, specifically Messenger, has been the big driver of this change that's happening on the marketing landscape. For example, there are different types of messenger ads that you can do on Facebook. One of them is the newsfeed messenger ad, which opens up a conversation on your cell phone. The other is using Instagram as a channel. You can also generate messages from that platform or from that ad placement specifically. And also, the third placement would be on your Messenger application. So whether you're on Facebook, Messenger, or Instagram, businesses have the opportunity to generate conversations and ultimately close more or new sales with different clients. For example, a case study that we generated in our agency, again, our context is that we are the cross-border uniqueness of our operation. So we have the ability to work with different types of clients in different languages. And in this case, it's a case study from a doctor who invested on Facebook ads to generate more sales. Ultimately, the stats from these marketing efforts were positive in the sense that the investment done was minimal. Obviously, considering that in Mexico the ad spend is calculated differently. Your dollars, you can gain more impressions. So each lead costed less than, for example, a U.S. market, but we generated 290 messages, which was the equivalent of 20 cents per each message or lead generated in this case. Obviously, the conversion rate was below industry averages, but considering that this is a new channel and also a new doctor in the market, it's a good baseline to begin with. And translated into rough numbers, we generate 4 sales for a total of $2,000. And in from the ROI perspective, this campaign generated a positive return for the company, which in this case the goal was to generate sales. And on through Messenger, there was the chance or the opportunity to generate these new conversations and for the medical clinic to close new patients. This is an example of a solution built for this type of industry, which is the medical industry. In this case, we created a chatbot, support and information chatbot that from the beginning, the goal of this chatbot is to classify or tag the prospect, identifying if he or she is qualified for the product, asking that person specific questions about if to measure how what's the level of interest of that person in particular. After the large amount of messages are being taken care of or answered through the chatbot, there's a person in during the sales process that talks to the person who has expressed the most interest. In doing these types of integrations or funnels, you have the opportunity to actually increase your workload and also to make it more efficient for companies, which in this case would be only talking to those prospects who are pre-qualified to enter the sales process. For example, then you can gain these type of insights directly from Facebook. Most of the time people ask, what is a good tool to measure the effectiveness of your Facebook ads? And most of the times the answer is also to use Facebook. Why? Because, well, Facebook is a robust marketing platform that gathers a lot of information. And in this case, the insights that we gained were that we could identify the age bracket that was the most cost effective, so we could further down optimize our advertising efforts after analyzing that data. So the key lesson of doing Facebook ad analysis is to begin by using Facebook Ads Manager by itself. And we have had other examples of different funnels that have been built on Facebook. For example, funnels that generate leads directly from the chatbot. You ask a set of questions at the beginning, giving the person the ability to answer yes or no, or to give you their phone number or an email in exchange of a specific offer or a limited product or service at that specific time. And after that person gives you their phone number, that's the moment where when the sales rep or the customer service agent steps in and takes that prospect further down the sales process. So this is an example of a dental clinic, and on the right is an example of an insurance law firm that's currently using these types of funnels that we are discussing right now. So in a few steps, summarizing the funnel for Facebook Messenger, step one is to create the Facebook ad campaign, which obviously you have to have the end in mind. The goal is to identify your ideal prospect and to identify Messenger as a business opportunity for your company. Step two would be to start a conversation via Messenger. In this case, it would be necessary to have your sales process in place for you to understand how to actually convert that prospect into a client. Step three would be to have a sales process in place to have a call or schedule an appointment. Scheduling can be done directly from Facebook. You can only have an option to schedule a prospect from Messenger, but you can also build an online scheduler on your website. So depending on your sales process, we showed you a couple of examples where we generate the phone number after the first message. If you're a surgeon or a dentist, that part of your sales process needs to have an appointment, well, obviously you have to consider that beforehand, maybe asking them for your phone number, but it ultimately ends up being or taking in consideration your current sales process for you to build upon and consider and using these types of tools. What are the benefits of using Facebook Messenger ads? Well, there's a faster follow up. There's a saying on in sales that the moment that you don't actually provide the solution to that prospect who's seeking a service, well, there's a higher chance that you won't be able to close that sale. So Messenger is perfect for doing lead nurturing also, and have a real-time interaction and feedback. Whether you're selling products or services, it's always important to have a faster communication channel that can help you gain more insight and increase your advertising. Other benefit of Facebook Messenger ads is that you can automate a chatbot and also do broadcasts, which is similar to a newsletter. And this is very important for your nurturing and follow-up campaigns, to provide these types of marketing efforts, to do these marketing tasks as broadcasts. Also, an important aspect of Facebook marketing for 2018 and 2019 will be crucial for this strategy is to use lead gen forms that are built directly on Facebook. As you may be aware, there are different types of softwares, solutions, or landing page builders that can actually give you that solution right now. But an important benefit of Facebook is that it has built its own lead gen platform, which is built directly from Facebook, and it has pre-populated data from specific users. So it's always important. You can build these forms, adding more fields, reducing those fields, adding specific questions. So it's basically a proper and robust form that has helped us to generate a lot of prospects and to qualify those prospects, asking them specifically when are they going to have their next purchase. Talking about other B2B markets, we've done that strategy, and the result has been that we have had lists of potential clients, and we could classify them further because they gave us dates or appointments of their potential next sales. So our sales reps could assign priorities and tasks to those people in order for us to close more sales. So that's an example of the lead gen form from Facebook. Let's take another look of some stats about lead generation in the US. So as you might be aware, the cost per lead changes depending from channel to channel. For example, LinkedIn is more expensive than Facebook. Google Ads is expensive as well. But for example, on Facebook, ad costs have been increasing for the past year or year and a half. So you have to be aware of that situation, that leads in the US have a value. And for example, in social media, the average cost per lead is around $27. So from that standpoint, you must have a budget if you wish to pursue these types of lead generation and sales systems online that consist of buying social advertising. So, for example, real estate agents were paying $37 per lead, and after transitioning to the Facebook lead gen campaign method, the number dropped to $9.76 per lead. This is a good example of how being effective in your targeting and providing value upfront in your advertisements can decrease your ad spend, but it also it's a changing landscape. So you must always be testing out different types of creatives and different media on the platform. This is an example that we did and are actually currently executing for a dental clinic in Tijuana. That the advantage of what we did, or the different thing aspect that we did for this advertisement, was that we created a video, a custom video for that clinic, and we used that video as the medium to drive traffic to our lead gen form, which is your image on the right. So as you can see, it already came up with a pre-populated name. So I had to write down my email, and after submitting that form, people jumped back onto Facebook, and we gathered that information. From then again, the next step would be for a customer service agent or a sales rep to be in contact with that person and actually follow up and make sure that a sale is made. Again, there are several steps to build the lead gen form. The step one is to build the campaign. Uh, the previous method was to select the messenger objective, and then if you're doing the lead gen form on Facebook, you would have to switch the objective and actually select the lead gen advertising objective as your current objective in order to for you to have access to the pre-built landing page forms on Facebook. Obviously, the contact fills out the form. We gather that information that's sent up to your database, whether it's a Excel spreadsheet, the MailChimp email marketing software. And then the third step would be to follow up and close, which is particularly specific as a sales process, the online sales process. And our recommendation is that businesses must have a person to follow up with those leads. Otherwise, you would be investing money, but not actually making money on top of that. So the suggestion is to have the process to, first of all, to know what to expect, to understand the process and the key elements of that process for you to be successful. The one aspect is to know how to generate leads, and the other important aspect is to know how to close them. Just keep that in mind, and the success margin from Facebook will automatically increase by far. What are the benefits from the lead gen form? Was that you can customize your lead gen form to obtain any type of information. As I mentioned, you can add up multiple fields, reduce them, keep them short and sweet for your people to actually submit the information. Leads can be synced automatically into several CRM providers. And also, well, the cost per lead is generally lower than the industry standard with this type of format from our experience. Hopefully, well, we are about to end this webinar. After reviewing and listening to this information, you are in the following stages. One stage would be that you have a business and are looking to set up your first digital sales funnel. Obviously, you've seen different advantages, you know where are the opportunities, or you are looking for market fit and validation. This is the step for you. If you have a product about to enter the market, you can consider Facebook as a proper channel for you to take advantage of, especially with new capabilities that are being currently built on that platform. The other stage that would be that you have currently a business and want to optimize your sales funnel and to have more success. Whether it's that by exploring new targets and segments or implementing a few new strategies that you heard from this presentation and you're curious about trying, well, this is the moment for you to try them. I think it's important to be testing out and reinvesting money on your business to identify new target segments. So for those who stayed at the end until the end of the webinar, there's a button below that you can click on. It takes you to a landing page where you can book a free 30-minute consultation with our team and experts talking about your different sales funnels, or if you want to enter a market or test out different ideas, understand how to dig deeper into the messenger and chatbot world. Let us know, book your free consultation, and we can take it from there. Hopefully, you got a lot of handy information that you will execute and build and create new online funnels. So there's also a comment section on the landing page that you're watching the webinar right now. If there's a question or comment that you would like to add, I'm going to take a few minutes to read if there are any comments. If not, you can always reach out and write any questions that you have regarding Facebook, online funnel, webinars in general. Perfect. All right. So I guess that, well, there aren't any questions right now. Again, my name is Alan Miranda. I appreciate your time on this webinar. And let me know if you have any other questions or comments. Feel free to reach out, schedule an appointment. Thank you. And we look forward for you to be at our events or our more webinars yet to come in 2019. Have a good night.